In an installment of BBC's Antiques Roadshow, viewers were taken to Brodie Castle in Scotland to see unique and historical items brought in by members of the public to be valued in price. Although expert Christian Beedman revealed it was near impossible to put a price tag on a collection of items which held great scientific significance. As the expert welcomed the guest, he was taken aback by the range of objects on the table as he confessed to never seeing such an odd collection before. He commented, "Years of working on the Antiques Roadshow, I've never seen such a strange group of objects laid out before me." Inspecting the items, Christian noted there was a laboratory microscope, a sheep's fleece, homemade lab equipment and a box of glass tubes. Curious, he asked, "Tell me, what links all of these together?" The guest revealed, "Well, without those, Dolly the sheep would have never existed." Christian learned the guest was one of the people involved in creating Dolly, the first mammal who was cloned from an adult somatic cell in 1996 and lived until 2003. Giving more context about the objects, the guest continued, "These are all part of the jigsaw of how Dolly was made. The crux of this was to actually make glass micro-tools that we could use to take the nucleus out of a sheep egg and then replace it with a cell from another sheep." The antique expert was gobsmacked as he looked at the glass capillaries, which the guest highlighted weren't being used by anybody else at the time. Christian said, "This is scratch-built lab equipment which was involved in one of the most important scientific steps of the 20th century." The duo moved on to the fleece that was placed in a cardboard box on the table as the expert questioned whether or not it had come from Dolly's first shearing. Although, the guest replied, "No, I think her second or third. She lived for around 6 years. The first fleece, I think, is in the Science Museum in London and made into 2 jerseys." Thrilled with the objects that had been brought in, Christian called them utterly fascinating. Don't miss. Beyond Paradise star asked to be in first BBC series before spin-off. Latest, Coronation Street's Ryan Connor star details effects of acid attack. Latest, Coronation Street's Roy Cropper has sleepless nights after new arrival. Latest, confessing his training hadn't prepared him to value this type of thing. Christian highlighted how important items such as Darwin's notebook and Fleming's petri dish are in today's society. Aware the guest's objects held important value now, Christian revealed they'll be even more important for science in the future. He commented, "These are museum pieces and will hopefully end up in some sort of science museum or in the National Museum up here in Scotland." Asking the guest what he thought they were worth in terms of price, he confessed to having mixed feelings. He replied, "To me, in some ways, they're valuable, in other ways they're just pieces of equipment." When it came down to putting a figure on the collection, Christian confessed it was tricky. He said, "If this were ever to come up for sale, and this has opened up the whole world of stem cell research, it's saving lives as we speak. It's almost impossible to value. I think it's well into 5 figures at auction. I think you could be looking at £20,000, £30,000. Stunned at the high price, the guest said, "Really? It's been gathering dust and I'm wondering what to do with it." Antiques Roadshow continues Sunday on BBC One from 8 p.m.
Come spot of oil, and where the sun comes up from above. Now take